Last assignment, you used a gizmos to model solving one-step equations. In this assignment, you'll learn how to do it without using the gizmo. But let's start from there. So we have x minus 4 equals 2. If you remember, on the gizmo, our goal was to find 0 pairs. In order to make 0 pairs, we need a positive 1 and a negative 1. So we're going to drag positive 1 tiles to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and drag my tiles. So in order to make 0 pairs, I needed to put 4 positive 1 tiles on the left. So I added 4 tiles. Remember the rules. Whatever I do to the left side, I needed to do to the right side. That's because the equal sign tells me I need to keep things balanced. So I'm going to go ahead and add those 4 1 tiles to the right as well. Now we're going to go ahead and get rid of our 0 pairs. On the left, every time we have a positive 1 and a negative 1, we can get rid of it because it equals 0. So I got rid of all my 0 pairs on the left, and now I have just x. That was my goal. Let's check the right-hand side. If we have any 0 pairs on the right, we'd want to get rid of those. I don't have any 0 pairs, so I'm going to add up my tiles. What I notice is I have 6 tiles. So that tells me that x equals 6. Let's see how we can use a similar practice without using the gizmo. So remember what we did. The first thing we did is we added 4 of the yellow tiles. So we added 4. So I'm going to do that. I added 4 to the left. But remember, in order to stay balanced, I also added 4 to the right. Just like in our gizmo, we have 0 pairs. Minus 4 plus 4 is equal to 0. They cancel each other out. So now all I have on the left-hand side is x. Okay, remember on the right-hand side, we had 2, and then we added 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. Therefore, x equals 6. Let's try another one. Again, we're going to start by using our gizmo. Our equation says x plus 6 equals 1. Our goal is to get 0 pairs on the left. That means everywhere I have a positive 1, I'm going to need to put a negative 1. So I'm going to drag over my negative 1s. Now for each positive 1, I have a negative 1, so I'll be able to make my 0 pairs. The equal sign reminds me that whatever I did to the left, I also need to do to the right. So I'm going to repeat and put my 6 negative red tiles on the right-hand side. Now I've done the same thing to the left and the right side. Our next step is to get rid of our 0 pairs. So a 0 pair occurs every time I have a positive 1 and a negative 1. I can get rid of all of those pairs. Now that I've gotten rid of my 0 pairs on the left side, the only thing I have there is x. Now check the right-hand side for 0 pairs. I notice I have 1 0 pair. Let's get rid of that. After removing my 0 pair from the right, I can count up and see that I have 5 negative 1 tiles. So x equals negative 5. Let's see how we would solve that on the right without using the gizmo. I'm starting with the same original equation, x plus 6. In the gizmo, we took and put the red negative 1 tiles to cancel out the positives. We did 6 of them. 6 negative 1s is minus 6. Anything we did to the left-hand side, we also needed to do to the right. So I'm going to subtract 6. Using our 0 pair, 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. So all I have is x. Then on the right, we have 1 minus -6. You can use your calculator for this, or you might remember from last week. On the number line, if we were at +1 and we were subtracting 6, subtracting moves us to the left. 1 minus -6 gives us -5.